Not now. Not now, Alex. Not now.
Hello, I'm Alex.
I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
We're the Ragamuffins, and this is episode 63 of the Ragamuffin Music Podcast. It's a place for us to talk about the music that we love.
And today we'll be reviewing albums from The Devil Wears Prada, False Reality, and some tasty singles and some not so tasty singles. Spoiler.
And we'll take a look back at some old festival lineups and see where these bands are now.
I'm not James. I'm Josh. You may have seen me from such films as Download, Vlog, and other things.
Download Vlog Part 2.
Yeah, and that one. James isn't here today because he's at the gathering of the Juggalos. Whoop whoop. Pour a Fago out for us, bro. Love you to pieces. All right, should we get into this?
Let's get straight into the latest releases.
Here's my slime. So yeah, sometimes you got to go to 3 garden centres in one day, and if you find some Christmas slime for £2.99 or ASMR,
you're feeling it's just me and you. You're safe here.
Christmas slime.
Christmas slime, £2.99. 3 garden centres in one day.
This is a music podcast, by the way.
Just close your eyes. If your parents have just walked into the room, wondering what noise
This
is
is porn. This is porn. This is porn.
Can that go on YouTube?
Is that allowed?
Fuck it. Right, first up, we have got a new single from Shields, Parasites, from the upcoming album. What do we think?
I'm really liking the new approach that she was brought with their kind of resurgence. Their song "Bury Me," which is almost 2 years old now, I think.
Incredible song.
Almost felt like them being like, okay, this is the last of this kind of style of Shields. And then since then, we've seen them really experimenting and really doing some really different stuff. And this single was no different. I fucking love it. I don't even know what more to say. It's just every song they've released for this upcoming album so far just seems to bring something completely different to the table, in terms of like challenging themselves, in terms of the songwriting, in terms of the performance, and I'm really excited. In a genre that seems to get a bit repetitive at times recently, I think it's great to see a band that's actually pushing the boat out and challenging themselves quite a lot.
I think that's really well said. I thought the single was absolutely fantastic. I think the production was all there. I felt like the song kind of took you on a bit of a journey. It wasn't quite linear. It kind of was actually a relatively progressive song. It had pop elements, metalcore elements. I liked their use of. There was definitely some other sounds in there that I think were not used. Whatever sampling they used as well was perfection, basically. And the other single that we're going to look at of a band who, no disrespect to Shields, are a lot bigger. I actually thought the production was a damn fucking washout of... No, how do I say that? Sorry. Was way better. Like, I can't really... And we'll get to that in a moment. But I think it was really cool. And upon, like, second and third listen, I was like, hell yeah, I would love to see this live and see how you pull this off. And, I think, like you said, that song, Bury Me, if you haven't heard Bury Me by Shields, check it out. It's very strong. A proper earworm as well. Massive.
I haven't really got much more to add, to be honest. I think you guys have pretty much summed it up really well. I think the thing that's been exciting about Shields since they've come back, I mean, like you said, Bury Me was like a pretty definitive, like, I guess a reintroduction for people that might not have known them, but all of this stuff that's new from the upcoming album feels like each one is them challenging themselves and seeing what they can do and how far they can push the scope of that band.
But at the same time, it doesn't seem completely different. It's a really natural progression, I think.
And I think that comes through. James was lucky enough to talk to them about the album and whatnot, and you can see the full interview on the channel now. And it's clear from that they've just put so much care and time and thought into this, and it comes through on this. I feel like it's really easy nowadays for a lot of bands to, like, even not intentionally, but just rush things, just because of how the consuming of music and art is nowadays. And it seems like they've really stopped and said, Like, what do we want to achieve from this?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of stated their comeback a while ago now. It would have been really easy for them to go, right, okay, we need some, like, as much music as possible to release to go along with this comeback. But they've actually taken the time to create something that is going to be really, really great, I think.
Yeah.
And true to themselves.
Well, in contrast to that, we have Euphoria from Don Broco, and I think Josh has some thoughts to share.
It's wank.
Analysis, please.
It's really bad. Like, I will just quickly say, like, listening to Parasites by Shields and Euphoria by Don Broco side by side, you really do see the difference in production quality. Like, it's really noticeable. I'm actually quite surprised they let that go out. Almost as bad as accidentally releasing a demo of your music. Sorry, I realised the sort of irony as I was saying that. No, the contrast in the production is actually really noticeable between those two songs. I also thought that, like, Rob throughout it almost feels like he's like mumble rapping, and like the main vocal lines a lot of the time are like so high and like a register, it almost feels like a little bit of parody. And I was trying to imagine it live, and I was just like, Don Broco have such an exciting, vibrant back catalogue that I don't understand why you'd ever want to see that. Just I know, of course, bands have to progress and like do their thing, and but my goodness, to be honest with you, it felt like a massive backstep. And it actually did take me back to the times where Don Broco used to be this band that they were branded like Tesco Core for a little bit, because it was just so sort of like sterile and just a bit bleh. Really was not impressed, and I was like, I thought I was being a little bit too harsh. Gave it another listen. I was like, no way. If they put that in their set list, I'd be disappointed. You know, yeah.
So, yeah, waste of a slot for another song.
Absolutely. And I'm not. Please don't think that I feel like bands can't progress and release new stuff and integrate new music into their set list. My God, but that I'd be disappointed if they put that over one of their. Give me Thug Workout, for God's sake, not that. Fuck.
I think it's almost a shame that this is, because I believe this is the third single they've released from what is bound to be an upcoming album, as yet unannounced. But I thought that, like, the previous two singles have been great. I really enjoyed them, enjoyed the direction they're going with the new album. It seems like it's going down a bit of a heavier and darker direction. And then this song's come along and it's just been a whole lot of nothing, really. I've not got any high points or takeaways from this song. I've been listening to it all day as part of our reviews playlist to get ready for this podcast, and it's just faded into the background every time I've heard it. It's just not quite grabbed me at all. Whereas the previous two singles to this I really, really enjoyed. They've had the kind of riffs and hooks that you expect from Don Broco, playful lyricism, breakdowns on occasion, but yeah, Euphoria's just completely missed the mark for me compared to the previous two singles.
It's a shame because I feel like a lot of Don Broco stuff, particularly I felt it a lot on Amazing Things, they seem like a band that are really like playing when they write music. It's like, not in like they're writing it as a joke or to take the piss, but it feels like they're just kind of just having like as much fun with it as they possibly can and throwing in elements. And some of it I feel like it is kind of like the first listen to a lot of stuff with them can be a bit jarring because it's almost like they're kind of throwing you a curveball intentionally, and then it ends up sort of seeping in. Like the first time I heard Manchester Superheads, I was a bit like, I don't get what you're trying to achieve with this. And then like by the fourth or fifth listen, I was like, okay, now it's like seeping its way in. But with this one, I feel like that aim is there again, but it just hasn't come off for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
It's missing that, like on one of the previous singles that had like that, have you got the mini rolls?
Yeah.
It's missing a bit like that.
There's
that
usually
people
like
can kind of joke about and
something
like,
that they
have
do
a bit
that's
of fun
sort of,
with.
usually it's like, you've charmed me, Don Broco, you've charmed me.
Yeah.
And no charm on this one, unfortunately. Anyway, let's have a slime break to ease the tension.
Yeah, I think we need a slime break after that. My slime.
Oh.
Get your slime out. Get your slime out. Oh.
Just close your eyes and imagine a bunch of 20-something men throwing slime around. That's what's just happened. Should we move on to the albums?
It's album time.
I think the spirits might lift here. Let's talk first about The Devil Wears Prada with their latest album, Flowers. This, for me, was the first time I've given Devil Wears Prada really a lot of time and attention. I've always been sort of surface level aware of like their bigger songs, but I haven't really delved deep into like a full body of work before. And I think this was a good one to sort of hit the ground running with. A lot of people said that they would release like a shit ton of singles in the run up to this, but I was not paying attention, so I didn't have that issue.
Only one of them seemed familiar to me.
But I thought this was great. I feel like it's a veteran band in a genre that can be quite stale, just pushing themselves and pushing what the genre can be, as particularly for a band that's been around for as long as they have been. They've obviously got the tried and true like tricks of the game on display throughout this, like the classic metalcore riffs and breakdowns, but I think where this excels is how catchy it feels throughout.
Yeah, the big thing for me on this album is vocal melody and like vocal hooks. Some of the choruses just take off and just drag you with them, and you have no choice or no way of resisting just going along with it. They're just so catchy. I think the production's really cool as well, and there's some great examples here of how drums can kind of carry and like change a song. Like there's a few moments where the beat will change just for a few bars into a bit more of like a drum and bassy kind of thing, and it gives the song that like bit more energy and like takes it almost in a different direction before pulling it back again into what feels like kind of the status quo of the song and like where you're expecting it to be. And I think it's a really, really well constructed album. I love it.
Yeah, on first listen, I don't know, I just wasn't in the right zone, and then on second listen, it was as if some heavenly light shone out of my speakers. I was like, oh, and I was like, oh my goodness, it rocks. Like, and to be fair, what I kind of find, what I take from it as well is their like synth layers are perfected and exactly where they need to be. Not too much, because they come from that sort of era where bands like Attack, and I Set My Friends on Fire and stuff, were just trying to get in weird, jankly little synth lines in, and it was all like shoehorned in. Whereas the layers and the sort of scapes that they've created over some very polished metalcore / there's even elements where it just feels like heavy pop music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the vocal melodies are so catchy and sort of true and soaring. I thought it was a great package, and something I'll definitely be revisiting. And some of those choruses are really strong. Yeah,
it does almost feel like they've taken like the good bits that I like from Bad Omens and just done that.
Yeah,
it's like Good Omens.
Good Omens.
We've got a debut album from False Reality. It's called Faded Intentions. There's been a lot of hype around this band. They've been on festival lineups all over the place. Had an EP out already, but how does it translate to a full length?
Take it away, Ali B.
Really, really fucking well. I, this year particularly, have felt like I've struggled with a lot of albums like gripping me on the first listen. It's really taken me a lot to get into albums this year. Not a problem for False Reality. First listen, I was hooked. I think it helped that they had a good number of singles from this, so I kind of knew what the vibe was going to be, and it obviously helps the flow of the first listen when you kind of know that there's a few benchmarks of like, I know what I'm hearing here. But I think maybe it's something that is inherent to hardcore, as a genre anyway, but it was like I kind of already knew the whole album in a good way. It was like the way that they write is in such a way that the payoff and the expectation of what's going to come in a song is always worth it. Like the breakdown hits just at the right moment, the switch ups come at the right moments, and I just think it's a really brilliant debut album for a band like this. And I think in particular the track Sonder hits at like the perfect point in the album, so it kind of slows the tempo down and slows the vibe down a little bit. But it feels, even though I listened to it on streaming, it feels like it was structured perfectly for a record, because that feels like the moment of side A is done, and then you flip into the following song, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's immediately like another fucking punch to the face. So I thought this was great. I really enjoyed it. It was one of those ones where every now and then we make our review playlist, and something is so, like, something grips me so much that it makes it hard for me to listen to the other stuff in the playlist. And that was the problem that I had with this, is like, oh, I could listen to the other stuff, but I'd rather listen to this again.
Yeah,
So.
just give that one more.
Yeah,
go.
one more. Oh, one more couldn't hurt.
Just to make sure. I think you're right, Alex. I think there's a fine line between making something seem familiar or making something seem predictable.
Yes.
But this very much leans on the familiarity side of things. You know when the breakdown's going to come. You know, like if you're hearing these songs live, you know when you need to two-step. You know when you're expected to crowd surf. You know when you're expected to like make a wall of death or whatever. You know when you're expected to crowd kill. Like it's got that kind of sense of familiarity that you just gel with it straight away, essentially. I think there's a lot of familiarities for me with bands like Guilt Trip in terms of like the production, but like the perfect kind of usage of pinch harmonics and all the kind of other weird guitar sounds that come with hardcore as well. I know you were critical, Alex, of the Guilt Trip album previously, saying that you just didn't want to hear another pinch harmonic for days afterwards.
Yeah.
But they get the balance right on this. They're not overusing anything. They use all the tools at their disposal, but use them like to the right quantity and in the right places. And I think it's a really, really strong debut.
I like the album. From like a perspective of, you know, it's like hardcore crossover. It gets me hyped or whatever. But if I'm true to myself on how I feel about it, it's the vocals actually that is exactly the same on record as how I kind of felt when I saw False Reality live. It's kind of projected in this particular timbre, which I really, really struggle to make out any form of lyricism at all. And to me, that kind of detaches me a little bit from the music. Which, I mean, it will work for some people, for others, maybe like myself, it just doesn't quite hit and draw me in as much. It kind of just adds that other layer of difficulty of me kind of like, what would you call, sort of like consuming it. I really liked all of the thrash influences. There's so much thrash influences, and I love, as I say every time I'm on this podcast, the crossover thrash stuff that's coming through with like Grove Street and all that sort of thing. Fucking brilliant. I love to see it. If I saw this live again, you know, of course I'd be there two-stepping with the rest of yous. But at the same time, like, I feel like, you know, there's probably some great lyricism in there. I just don't know because I can't make any of it out. I know you might say, well, that's kind of part and parcel with heavy music. I just don't know what it is, but sometimes with the hardcore, it's a lot easier. But with that, I found it tough. I will say as well, it was quite funny because when I was listening to it, I was like, to me, what I think this is maybe missing as well is a whole album of that sort of the way the lyrics are delivered. It's kind of like it needs like maybe some spoken word or like some samples or like vocal samples, and then like literally within the next song, it kind of happened. I think it was maybe a song called Sonder, and yeah, I was like, hell yeah, do more of that. Like I actually think there needs to be some sort of almost like dual vocal sort of situation, just to kind of like break it up a little bit. Kind of the way that like Life's Question do it in some of their songs is what I was kind of maybe looking for or maybe used to. Didn't dislike it. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not something that I'd maybe go back to, but if I see them live at a festival or at a show, I'll absolutely stand there or throw down for half an hour or whatever. Cool. Is that all right? Do you want to?
That's fine, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the podcast is all about.
Yeah, sweet.
I will say I really liked the intro as well. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. I also want to shout out, we didn't review it, but the So Far So Good self-titled debut EP, Schleps. It's sick as fuck. Go listen to it. Upcoming releases as we get into the business end of the year. Everyone's thinking about Christmas. The trees are... When do you guys put your tree up?
It's already up, mate.
Already up? Dan?
Yeah, around now, I think. Yeah. End of November, start of December, innit?
I like to cross into the December threshold first, personally. But fair enough. This is what's coming up to close off our 2025. Upon a Burning Body with Blood of the Bull, Pale Dusk, self-titled, Volumes with Mirror Touch, and Jessie J with Don't Tease Me with a Good Time. What are we most excited for? If I even need to ask.
Volumes?
Sure.
Jessie J, man.
I'm
Can't
excited.
tease me with a good time.
Yeah.
No, Pale Dusk.
Fair enough.
Wait,
cool.
Pale Dust, that Japanese band?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. All them. And then third, Jessie J. I can't remember the other one.
Upon a Burning Body.
Yeah. Didn't know Jessie J was still making music.
Do you know when she did that BBC Live Lounge and she was like,
That's like Morse
Start
code.
singing in Morse code.
Translate that. Go listen to the Ragamuffin Music Podcast.
I'm not, Josh doesn't
I
seem
went to a club night and it was DJ'd by Josh Franceschi. And he came out and he did a little bit of Underdog, I think. Yeah. It was really awkward.
How many people there? Surely it was packed.
I'm not,
massive
do you know
room.
what? I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say because it's not very... No, I'm just not going to say.
I mean, it was a Monday night.
In Cambridge. Can he do it on a Monday night in Cambridge?
It wasn't. It was a lovely, lovely, beautiful Saturday. But listen...
Oh, was it Saturday? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, go out and support local things.
I went to a gig at the Little Bullingdon in Oxford.
Mm-hmm. Was it good?
It was alright, yeah. Worst Wishes were doing an EP release show.
Right.
It was fucking ace.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a really good time. There was a big wall of death.
He's for real, by the way.
Yeah.
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 And did you get a mic? Did you get a cheeky mic grab?
I did grab the mic.
Yeah.
Our first mic grab, that's
First
nice.
ever
Yeah.
one, man. Hell yeah.
Couldn't have asked for a better
Mhm.
person to do it.
I mean, you could have done, but you didn't ask, so you got me. Yeah, really, really fun. Great to hear the songs from the EP live and a couple of sneaky unreleased numbers
Mhm.
as well, which I'm excited to hear more about.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a good time?
We had a fucking great time.
It was lovely.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who came out, and thank you to everyone who spun the EP so far. It means the world to us, really. Thank
Especially
you.
the people that spun it in the first 8 hours of it being up.
Well, I've got to give context to that now.
No, you
I?
don't have to.
All right, sweet. Well, follow us on social media, and you might see we gave everyone a little peek behind the curtain on release day. Say no more. Underdog, just look at the mess you made.
The funny thing is, it's only been like
He had his pint. He was like, I'm in a group called Pints Only, and took a picture, and I went, split the G, and he went, grow up. And I was like, "What
grow up.
Yeah. No, I'm not being mean. I'm just being silly. It was a great night. Well done. Support your local emo club night.
You never know; these guys might be DJing one day.
Spinning in. The
Brilliant.
audio listeners are going to love
The
this
audio-
one.
Yeah.
We are going to take a look back at some old festival lineups from back in day. I think we're going to start with, or I'd like to start with, my first ever festival that I went to, which is a day festival, an alcohol-free day festival, would you know? A little festival called Butserfest. I think it was put on by like the Southampton or Portsmouth Council or something. It was down in that way, somewhere in the south. And there were some crackers on this lineup, headlined by Kids and Glass Houses.
Who are back.
They're back. I don't know if they're back for good, but they did a...
Doesn't that take that?
Shut up. Sorry. Have you seen Matey Boys doing a DJ set, by the way, at O2 Academy Oxford?
Who?
Who's
Who? This is more important than...
Hang on. Name members of Take That,
Jason
please.
Orange,
Yeah,
Howard
no.
Donald.
Yes. Yeah, bro, for real. And he's doing one at O2 Academy Oxford.
Is his name in the stars?
No, it's in the Howard Donald font. Come on, Alex. Get it right.
It's
Fucking hell.
Sans Donald.
That is so...
Howard Serif.
Times New Donald. Can that be the thumbnail?
Oh dear.
Fucking hell. Right. Butserfest.
Butserfest 2012.
Right.
Headlined by Kids and Glass Houses, who are back.
Mm-hmm.
They're off for a while, like 7 years or something.
Right.
Yeah, they came back. They released a new album.
Mm-hmm. Is it any good?
So they're still going. It's okay. It's not the same as their heyday. It's a bit more poppy.
Okay.
But that was the direction they were going in before they broke up anyway. But this would have been like era Kids and Glass Houses,
Right.
which is when they would have been like a bit pop punky still. Bit
S-
pop rocky.
Looking
It
at
was
this lineup
fucking excellent.
as well, one of well, mine and yours sort of like all-time favourites and influence heavily on Worst Wishes' sound as well. Knocked Back, Lower Than Atlantis. Oh my God, we hold a special place in our heart for Lower Than Atlantis. I think they kind of passed you by, right? Yeah,
They did, yeah.
Knocked Back, Eddie Thrower is what, drumming for Busted. Ben Sampson's like doing well in his production career.
I think Deck writes TV jingles and like samples and stuff to go on TV.
Sweet.
And Mike Juice was in the crowd at a Worst Wishes game.
That is true.
That's canon.
That's canon.
That's true.
But moving on. Miss Lower Than Atlantis. I reckon if they ever do get back together, there'll be fucking riots in the streets, happy riots. And
If you could book them anywhere for a return show, festival or club venue, where would you like to see them?
2000 Trees headline.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, that was an easy question then.
Next to them is a band that used to be on every bloody lineup ever. If you ever picked up a Kerrang like in circa 2012, Yashin, who I never got into, and I believe was the guy literally, he would just go by like Harry Yashin.
Harry Radford.
But that's his name. And like that's like us going like by like Alex
And-
Worst Wishes.
Like Chris Motionless from Motionless. in London.
Yashin are a Scottish band,
Right.
but Harry was from California, I believe.
Okay.
So they were a Scottish like emo screamo band, but fronted by an American. So which was like a weird dynamic.
Brilliant.
And he had all that classic like
bleach
straightened
oh my God.
emo fringe with like bleached highlights in
Yeah.
it and stuff. And I remember at this very festival there was like a group of like 4 kids going around with like the exact haircut and in like little waistcoats and stuff.
I don't really remember Futures, if I'm honest with you.
Futures, I believe the guy from Futures went on to form O Wonder.
I love I Wonder.
I think we might have to fact check that.
That's like a husband and wife pop duo. They are strong. They're really good. That is like some solid pop music.
I'm fact checking.
Sweet.
Okay, it looks like I'm wrong. Don't know what Futures are doing now.
Let us know. I love that sort of thing. Next. Oh my God, this band should reform. Like, honestly, I'm not being funny with you. They're still getting nearly 15k monthly listeners, and that says a lot. Canterbury. What on earth? Like, it was like
This band were fucking brilliant.
really solid, like alt rock / pop with like some fucking buttery smooth choruses that just sort of getting you sort of thing. You know, that's the technical term for it. Seriously, everybody fucking tag Canterbury if they even got round to making a fucking Instagram. Seriously, like fucking peak. Reform, I think it will go off.
Next on that main stage, one of the only ones that's still going, Don Broco.
2012. So what era would this have
This
been?
was just before they released Priorities
Wow.
as an album. I think the singles were out,
That
but I
is
believe
crazy.
this was before the debut album had even been released.
Do you have any
So they were
memories
still
of this
playing
set?
EP stuff.
Yeah? Sick.
Big Fat Smile kind of things. Thug Workout was obviously being played.
Obviously.
Beautiful Morning. These songs aren't even on streaming now, I don't think. But they were played at this very set. And yeah, they've gone on to massive things now. I don't think we need to go into it. Everyone knows them.
Got Mallory Knox next, who, you know, did great things. Then Mikey left to be like a singing teacher or something. They carried on with sort of their bassist doing the vocals. I don't think it really worked out for them how they
No.
kind of thought it was going to go. It never was the same. But they've come back now with Mikey, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I believe they're working on new material with him. So that's really exciting.
Cool. Burn the Fleet. I missed this, by the way. Like, it was when you used to buy like a copy of like Rock Sound or certain magazines, like, do you remember like Big Cheese and stuff like that? Sometimes they would literally just have like a CD just taped to the front of like a bunch of compilation album stuff. There was just one time where I think you picked up a copy of Rock Sound, and every single copy of Rock Sound that month had a Burn the Fleet album on the front of it. So that's the only reason why I kind of remember those. But I suppose we should probably move over to the Small Town Records and Friends stage with a band who was still around, who literally played Burn It Down Festival recently.
Feed the fucking Rhino.
Fade the Rhino.
This stage is obviously like a bit more of a heavier vibe.
Mhm.
Feed the Rhino were just always renowned for their live shows. They had like a big ginger bearded guy on vocals who'd always just like climb into the crowd and just like fuck shit up, and they were just heavy as shit, and they just gave it their all in every live show. And I remember this show being fucking awesome. They also have had a bit of a break and seem to be having a little comeback now. I don't know what their plans are, but
when they played their last show, an Oxford hardcore band, Misery, was one of their supporters on the Camden Underworld last show that they did. Big up Oxford hardcore. There's like 3 Oxford hardcore bands, also maybe 2. Do you know what I mean? So big up. That was awesome that they chose
OXHXC.
Yeah. Miners have already got loads of stuff to contend with anyway, like Sulphur, like their Cuckoo Dying. No, Budgie. That's what's wrong with what I just said.
It's a canary, actually. But
It's a shame it can't go in, isn't it?
That can go. That's like. That's like. When you.
Who else were we able to see on this day, Dan? Can you remember?
I didn't see too much on the Small Town Record stage. I did meet Shadows Chasing Ghosts. They did a little signing. My mate who I was with on the day, Cam, weirdly like won some boxer shorts in like a random raffle thing that was going on. Yeah, weird festival. And he just got them to sign them.
Fair enough.
So that's my memory of that band.
So if there's any Shadows Chasing Ghosts fans out there that want a signed pair of boxers,
Yeah.
we might be able to make that happen.
Might be able to find some for you.
Polar
Let's talk about Polar.
Polar are really sick. Their song Glass Cut off the 2014 album that they did. That was in heavy rotation for me when I had my little emo fringe back in there. But no, they're still around. Check them out. I think they're still playing. Also, why do I feel like the Elijah is that?
Can we stay on Polar?
Oh yes, yeah.
I have a memory from this kind of era of Polar. I was addicted to a song. I think it was literally called "Tonight, Matthew, I Am the Batman," because the music video was basically a Chucky doll, like hunting all the band members down on their way to practice.
Right, brilliant.
And then there's like a bit at the end of the song where they just chant "Tonight, Matthew, I am the Batman," and then just fucking strum everything, and blow the fucking Chucky doll away. And I was obsessed with it when I was like 16, however old I was going to this. I fucking love that. I might watch that video in a minute once we finish recording. But the Elijah, what a band.
Why do I feel? Have their members gone on to do like a bunch of other stuff? Is that why I'm like having this like?
Yeah, one member, Michael, ended up being in Being as an Ocean.
Cool.
He has got the most buttery smooth vocals to ever grace the melodic hardcore scene.
Yeah, go back and listen to that Elijah album. I'll be doing so now. It was a fucking masterpiece for the time. It was fucking brilliant. Prolong the Agony, by the way. We're like a Southampton or it's South England based metalcore band. Friend of the podcast, Larry from Shields, fronted them for a little while.
Big up.
Cool.
Love Larry. Right, let me set the scene. It's 7 in the afternoon, 64 degrees. 2013, little Joshy B with an emo fringe is like, Mum, Dad, let me go to Hit the Deck Festival in Bristol, which was a multi-venue festival across Bristol that had some very, very strong alternative music. Looking at this, I'm literally like, fucking hell. I mean, let's take it from the top. Don Broco headlining, followed by We Are the In Crowd, who for years I thought were called.
Forgot about that band.
We Are in the Crowd.
We Are in the Crowd.
Yeah, too, yeah.
Fronted by, is it Tay Jardine? Tay.
Yeah.
What happened to him? So they went on hiatus in 2016.
Damn.
So Jardine is still performing under the name Saint, and like 3 of the members are involved creatively. Oh, Hurley from Lost is involved. I knew you'd like that. And then third down is Never Shout Never, who, by the way, just completely random. Just have a look what that geezer looks like these days. Quite the jump.
Still the same, right?
I'm saying that.
We're not going to show you.
Nope, I'm not going to show you. But have a look. It's very intriguing. Like, it's the same with I saw a recent picture of Davey Havoc from AFI.
Oh yeah.
Like it's one of those changes. Like I'm not saying anything negatively about this. I'm just like, wow, that's all. Then followed by We Are the Ocean, who not around, should be around.
Fucking loved that band.
Yeah, The Waiting Room, best song.
A lot of people
Young
didn't.
Heart.
A lot of people didn't like the screaming vocals,
Oh,
but I thought they were really good.
um,
I think they were like one of the defining UK post-hardcore bands at the time. Like they were like the best, I think, for having the dual cleans versus screamy vocals. I thought they were fucking awesome. And then even when their screaming vocalist left, they still wrote some bangers after that.
I got to be honest with you, the same way I feel about Canterbury, if We Are the Ocean came back, I think people would care. Like, I think people would really care. I only saw them once supporting Lower Than Atlantis. Actually, that lineup was crazy. It was like We Are the Ocean, Paris, and Lower Than Atlantis.
Was that O2 Academy Oxford?
Yeah.
And then this next bit is like an absolute fucking...
It's a bit of a fever dream looking at these bands, isn't it?
Crazy. Bleeding through, fucking heavy as fuck. I love them. They're relentless with their riffage. My favourite band, well, one of my favourite bands, fucking Title Fight. Attack, Stickly, and the like. And then, genuinely, I've always loved this band and only managed to see once. Supporting Skin Dread is a ska punk band called Sonic Boom 6, who I actually have always thought is fantastic, and that is my go-to music to put on when I'm loading the dishwasher. Fun fact. I don't know why that's funny.
Shall we talk about where a couple of those bands are now?
Sure thing.
Title Fight.
Where? That's the biggest question
Where
ever.
are Title Fight?
Well, Ned Russin is now in Glitterer, which is fine.
Aren't they like releasing a new album like literally like this week or something?
Could be.
Could
be. One of them might be.
Anyway, if they're still active in other projects, why not just do this one? That's my logic.
If you're going to be in a band, just be in a different band.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't want to, everyone else wants you to do it, so you have to feel the peer pressure.
Also, sorry, before you, because I can tell you're itching to move on, but the lineage of Attack members now is kind of crazy.
We have to
isn't
talk
it?
about that.
Oh yeah. Fine, sorry.
So,
Yeah.
Caleb Shomo, who was one of the vocalists, now in Beartooth. Austin
and
Carlisle.
keyboardist, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Austin Carlisle was in it briefly. Was he? Wait, have I just...
Oh no, I think he was.
I think he was, wasn't
I think he was, yeah.
Austin...
I was made in Austin, Carlisle. But I was born at the Deck Festival 2013.
Very good, John. Very good. He was the vocalist of Mice and Men, and then got cancelled.
George Kills Lenny.
And then
and
Johnny Frank
Yeah.
went on to be none other than Bill Murray.
William
The
Murray.
band, not Bill Murray. Imagine he went on to be the actor, Bill Murray.
Well, what a career he's had.
Go on.
And if I say the same about Title Fight, I have to say the same about Attack.
You don't have
If
to.
you're doing all these other musical projects,
If you're going to be in a band, just be in a different
just
band.
fucking be in this one. Just reform.
Right, I'm going in and diving in. Basically, Bleed From Within, around this sort of time, they would have released their album Uprising, which was my favourite one of theirs. I honestly loved that album. When I was learning to scream, back in day, again, that was the album that I kind of used as a massive influence. They went away for a bit, and I now feel like Bleed From Within are definitely getting their flowers, and I think it's really, really deserved. Like, absolutely. Like, that tour with Slipknot, when I saw that, I was just like, fucking good on you. Definitely. There's Canterbury again. Do you remember when Decade used to be on, like, everything?
Yeah.
I
I really liked them.
Yeah, they're not around anymore, are they?
No, they're not. I believe their vocalist, at least, is like a graphic designer and an artist.
Right.
Dingus Khan.
You've got Dingus Khan, right? I loved them. Knifey Spoony. What a fucking track. I couldn't find a knife, so I had to use a spoon. That was the lyrical god. Oh, I'm not being
I wasn't
funny.
familiar with them.
So this band, I'm pretty sure, they used to have like multiple members. Like I'm talking like multiple drummers and all sorts of stuff. And they would all just, some of the times they'd all turn up, sometimes they wouldn't. And like sometimes they just have multiple drummers on stage. I heard an anecdote from my friend Loz at the time that he came in and he was literally in a bin. Like he just ran into a bin and was singing from a bin. I love Dingus Khan. Knifey Spoony is a fucking banger. I remember Empress, they had to change the name to Empress AD and then just pissed off. Everose, I'm pretty sure, had members from literally Banbury. They were kind of like a Oxford / Banbury, I think.
That rings a bell, yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. The front bottoms
front
in
bottoms.
like basically just sort of mushed in
bottom
there.
text.
Yeah, front bottoms, bottom text. I'm sure there's a meme in that somewhere. The front. We got there in the end. We love the front bottoms. It's great that they're still around. We went and saw them in O2 Academy Oxford, like 2 years ago. I genuinely felt like I ascended.
It's a replacement show for their
Sheffield show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A band who are I had the great pleasure of introducing James to was Heart of a Coward. Oh my goodness. They have always been one that I hope to see the sights, and they've I think they're getting their flowers too, which is really good. I think you can speak quite well about this next band.
100th were, at the time, a melodic hardcore band. They would have been relatively fresh off the album Let Go, which was, I mean, if you're into like old era counterparts and basically any band that was on the YouTube channel Dreambound, that was my absolute jam as a teenager. Just anything that was melodic hardcore was all I was about. And 100th were like the forefront of that for me. They then released another banger hardcore album, Break Free, in 2015-ish era, and then just suddenly decided, forget all of that, now we're a shoegaze synth pop band. And
Was that the one with the toad on the front?
no, they had one before,
Right, sorry.
called Rare, and then they released one with the toad on the front. I really enjoy both their new and their old music, but I remember at the time it being, I don't want to say controversial, but it was a bit of a hullabaloo to just suddenly switch genres. Because I remember that they got booked onto a hardcore tour. I can't think who they were with now, but they got booked onto a tour, released this brand new album, and basically said, oh yeah, we're not playing any of those songs ever again, even on this upcoming hardcore tour. And everyone was a bit like, what? But I think once the shock wore off, people started to get back on board again. And now I think they've probably found they've kept probably a good chunk of their audience, but probably found just a completely new fan base.
I'm going to try and speed through this next bit. So there was this band called Idiom that I reckon you'll struggle to find anything on these days, but they used to have this song called The Beast of Bodmin, and it was fucking legit. I loved it so much. I think it's deleted from Spotify now, but if anyone can find it, send it over. The next band is called the James Cleaver Quintet, who then changed their name to the JCQ. I fucking loved them. Like, they went on Shikari's tour when they were touring A Flash Flood of Colour, basically. They also weirdly got a deal to be in a Lucasade advert. They deleted their first album from Spotify, which I think is a real shame. And a really weird fun fact is that Worst Wishes played with a band recently that when I got talking to their singer, it actually turned out that he was in the JCQ and was their singer as well. And I literally, as you can attest, I had quite a fanboy moment, and I was taken right back to 2013 again, and I couldn't believe it. And yeah, I look like a massive fucking nerd, but I mean, we move.
Shout out Jack.
Shout out our boy Jack, Radio 1 DJ. Wink. Right. Next thing, Lost Alone. All right. When they came out, I was like, this is dog shit. They went for a break. They came back. They got put on the MCR, some of the MCR Milton Keynes show, and I thought, no, sorry. I've always thought they are really, really bad. And if you want to disagree, that's absolutely fine, but that's the way I feel about it. And the next, not around, should be around, holy fuck, Max Raptor. I'm not being funny.
I'm not the only one that remembers them.
Oh my god! It was like
post-punk before it was kind of a thing.
Literally, I'm not being funny. You could say that like fucking. It was like a precursor to Idols almost.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously, it would.
In my head, I've got like Caroline, nah, in my head right now.
Bruce the brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look like that, when any man can. No, he didn't sound quite like that.
They were fucking great.
Oh, they were so good. Come back, Max Raptor. If you know anyone from Max Raptor or know what they do now, tag them in. Like, this is the fun. Like, if Worst Wishes breaks up tomorrow and people were speaking like this about us, like fucking over 10 years later or whatever, I'd be so stoked. Like, honestly, tag these people in if you know them. And honourable shout out, because I don't know if I'm going to get time, But there was like, I think they were Welsh, but what was really fun is that they were a bunch of farmers, but they did music and did well out of it, but I just don't think it was their thing. Straight Lines. If anyone remembers Straight Lines, they were like so fucking good. And what's really funny
my God.
is that recently, what happened to this? They left their social media dormant for so long, it got hacked. And literally, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was looking at that, just watching it happen, just like what happened to Lil Peep.
Bitcoin selling from their account now or something.
I was just thinking the reason why they're not knowing about this is they're probably out there tilling the fields, making sure we've all got our potatoes. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, fucking fair play, boys. But at the same time, come back and make some music. If Straight Lines came back, Mac Trap's come back, do a fucking co-headliner. Oh my God, I think people would fucking eat that shit up. Anyway.
Roller Tomasi is still going.
Yes.
Yes. Did they go away for a bit though?
I feel like they did. I don't know if they went away or whether...
The Hype did.
Yeah, maybe the Hype did. But they're still massive at festivals like Arctangent. They've always had like quite a bit of a cult following. Everyone from this era will remember that one video of them playing in like a clothes shop.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I've only seen Rollo Tomasi one time, and it was in a almost, I'm not being funny, no stage, like Village Hall sort of situation. It was like the Fusion Arts Centre before they closed it down on the Cowley Road.
But they were always crazy.
We love a bit of mathcore, and I didn't realise that the vocalist is married to one of the guys from the Number 12 Looks Like You, which I'm like, that just makes so much, I don't know, I love little things like that. But yeah, big up mathcore, we love to see it.
Stick to your guns.
Stitch your guns, baby. Veterans. I mean, at this point, they'd probably already been around for about almost a decade, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
This would have been like Diamond kind of
What year was this?
time, wouldn't it? This was 2013, sorry. It was Diamond like 2012.
Oh, you're good. Diamond was 2012.
Bam.
My God, they were touring Diamond and they were this low down. No, they're one of those bands that have sort of been able to remain righteously and rightfully angry throughout their
Yes.
career without ever feeling like it's... they're never beating you over the head with it. It never feels like you're being talked down to.
Yeah.
It always feels like you're being met at an equal level. I feel like it's quite easy for a lot of politically driven music to inadvertently talk down to the listener, and it's almost like, this is what I know and this is what you should think as well. Stitch Your Guns has never once made me feel like that, but they've always remained
And they've
sort of
always
socially on.
And they've always quite literally stuck to their guns. Like
Yes.
they've not wavered from being scared of doing things political.
Yeah, I mean there are plenty of bands out there that have made very, very strong political statements in their music and in the press and whatever, and then have had to, or have then kind of walked it back a little bit. Should we look at one more little lineup before we go?
Right.
Let's stick in 2013. Let's go back to the South Coast. Well, I was staying at the South Coast, I guess. There's
for
been a theme with these three.
For context, how old were we in 2013, all of us, at the time of this lineup?
So I would have been like 14 or 15 maybe.
Yeah, I was 13 or 14.
I think I was 17 or 18.
I was actually 6 days away from my 13th
Yeah, actually, I would.
birthday.
Yeah, I would have been 17.
I also want to just pipe up and say, for those eagle-eyed people who are like, Hit the Deck Festival was also Nottingham, we hear you. Sorry, it was Nottingham and Bristol. So, our good friends, Kai and Sarah from Takedown Festival, who we've chatted to, twice on this podcast
Yeah.
as well. Basically, for those of you who don't know, Takedown Festival sort of resurged, and I was very excited. But in 2013, this was their lineup. And what a fucking lineup it is.
Talk about a finger on the pulse. My
Fucking
God.
hell. So, a band that did go away for a while, and weirdly enough, in their resurgence, I still haven't seen them. Welsh band The Blackout.
Huge.
I loved them like a lot.
So did I.
Yeah.
When I was a bit of an indie kid first, but when I was first starting to get into stuff that was a bit more heavier and a bit more screamy, The Blackout were one of my gateway bands for sure.
I think that's probably the same for a lot of people. I remember them being on Kerrang TV a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A few of these we've already covered, but let's go to While She Sleeps. Unreal.
Look at that fucking
The
logo,
logo.
as well. It looks like it was
I
done on word
can
art.
see that logo on one of those tank tops with
Yep.
like the
sides cut out,
sleeves.
yeah. While She Sleeps 2013, what would they have been
This is the
touring
6,
the
right?
back of? probably This Is the Six.
Yeah, I think it
Which
was.
was the
I think
album that got me into it, yeah.
Which was the album that kind of broke them through a little bit. I distinctly remember there was a time when whatever the, like, what was it they called it on Radio 1? Oh, the Rockus record.
Yeah.
Whatever Daniel P. Carter made as the Rockus record, they had it, like, that had to be played once on, like, every show on BBC Radio 1. So I remember, like, being on holiday and my dad had, like, the breakfast show on or something. And they were like, this is Seven Hills by While She Sleeps. And they were just fucking playing...
That's so sick.
awesome,
Like
man.
This Is the Six.
heavy music during breakfast.
Came
and
out-
all of the texts and calls were coming in being like,
brilliant. Turn it up.
what is this? Get it off of my radio.
This album came out the 19th of April 2013. And so they would have
It was
out
fresh
for a
then.
month.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm looking at the track lists now. I mean, if you know,
Front to back,
you
the
know,
album
it's
is
fucking
so good.
so good.
Yeah.
Where are they now is kind of an interesting question with While She Sleeps, because they are simultaneously kind of big, but they should be bigger.
Yeah.
It's a strange
I think
one.
That's fair.
I feel like I don't know.
I think they came through a lot of adversity with having to heal Loz's vocals, which I followed quite thoroughly
Mhm.
because it's a bit close to home with me. And like, I don't know if maybe that sort of stuff, but at the same time, like, I think that could have made or broke some other bands. And I feel like they did a really good job when Loz was having to take time off for his vocals of almost like churning their merch into almost like a clothing brand. I don't know if you actually remember that.
Yeah.
They weren't active, but While She Sleeps, the T-shirts are flying. And they did a really good job of that.
Your demise.
Your demise 2012. Right, so really weird one with Your Demise. Bless them. They tried to come back, and then basically COVID happened. And me and this geezer to my left here were one of the lucky fuckers who managed to just see them on one of the random shows they played in their comeback, which was supporting Malevolence at O2 Academy,
Oh my
Oxford.
God, yeah, I forgot about
it.
that.
It was so fucking random. But the thing is, I'm not complaining. And then the next minute, they did that, and the next minute they were playing their final show at Outbreak.
Yeah.
And then...
Which wasn't billed as a final show. It was just like, I remember being at that show, and during the set they were like, this is it. This is the last one. Get on this stage. And we were all looking at each other being like, what does it mean the last
They
one?
did a slam dunk as well,
No,
didn't they?
but also, it wasn't. Because literally, I'm not being funny, I've just seen a bunch of stuff recently. They've just randomly played a few shows in Japan or something like that.
Oh, really?
So it's just all over the place.
Yeah, but is it
Is,
which version?
Isn't there two
there's a
Your
Your
Demises
Demise-
at the
there's a
moment?
Your Demise
As
2004
Your Demise 2004. Right?
Yeah.
No, trust me. I genuinely think it was. I am sorry. Like, there might need to be some sort of thing that pops up that it was the 2000. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we saw that, and I fucking lost my. And do you know who we missed that night? Because we were eating really sad, cold nachos. We missed Guilt Trip. Yeah. Which leads next to,
Dance, Gavin, dance.
which also happens to be, like, my favourite band. But
Sorry about that.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all right.
Speaking of which, The Defiled.
Right. So the Defiled.
Oh, that was
No,
a joke.
Josh,
That was
first.
that was a joke segue.
Rank your favourite cancelled Dance Cover Dance.
Oh,
records.
just fuck off. Yeah. Anyone want to buy a MacBook? Right. I mean, it is what it is. Moving on. The Defiled. So they were a band that genuinely had all the fucking hype. They looked the part. I'm not being funny with you. I don't think there's ever been a band that I've tried to get in more to than the Defiled that just it didn't happen. I did not understand it 1 ounce. I will say that Stitch D is now doing Low Lives, which I think is very popular and people are really quite into it. I love Tesseract. I think they are the pinnacle gent band. Their album, whatever it's called, Of Matter of Proxy or whatever it was fucking called, that I think they were touring at this time. That is, oh my God, that is peak. I think I might listen to that on the way home. That's a brilliant booking. They're doing so well. It's great they're still around. They were coming up at the same time as Periphery, and I mean that's a band that's still going strong too. And Monuments, Tesseract, Periphery, like that sort of thing. After the Burial still around? I mean, I'm happy to have an argument with someone over this, but like, would you say that's maybe like the top 4 of gent almost? Danny B.
Arcane Roots. Man.
Arcane Roots.
Fucking loved that band.
They were incredible.
Yeah. Like Biffy Clyro, but like probably crazier. Heavy as shit, melodic as shit. Those albums took you on some journeys. But you know what the best thing is? They're coming back.
They're back.
They're coming back.
They're back.
They're teasing shit on socials at the moment. It's looking incredibly exciting. Surprised they've not appeared on any festival lineups for next year yet.
Looking at you, 2,000 Trees.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do appear at Trees.
Yeah.
Very treesy band. Fucking brilliant band. I cannot wait.
Do you know what? Actually,
This is really exciting.
If you take one thing away from listening to this today, if you got this far, fucking listen to Arcane Roots, man. You won't be disappointed.
I wonder, should we make a playlist?
Okay.
Should we put a few songs from some of these bands in a playlist?
Yeah.
Stick it down below in a link and in the Ragamuffin Club.
And it's
And let's get people listening to these bands again.
I mean, we should champion the stuff that people don't know, but I think it would be wrong if we didn't start here with Yadamais 2012 motherfucker.
And you know what? Similarly to Arcane Roots, Marmozets are back.
I was very excited when I saw that. Fucking Becca and the crew, let's have it. They're selling out all these dates. If they're not at Trees, I'd eat my fucking hat. So this band, Hang the Bastards, I'm actually pretty sure that when they broke up, one or some of the members actually were in the early iteration of Creeper. And then basically what happened was I think one of the members had to get removed, and I think it was that member. So that's the crack with that. I could be wrong. I'm going to get sued for libel now, but from my understanding, that's what happened. If it didn't happen, we might have to put a thing over that. This band here, Closure in Moscow, I think is in my sphere of that sort of thing where I go off and say, oh yeah, they're so fucking underrated. Really underrated band in the Dance Gavin Dance sphere, like the Swancore stuff, but it's very progressive and very intriguing. I would their song, I think Fool's Gold, maybe could be up there in my sort of like favourite song bracket. Seeds of Gold, incredible. Fearless Vampire Killers.
He loves them.
He loves it, look.
Fearless Vampire Killers, who changed their name to FVK, was basically the first band that I ever saw live. I was very excited to see them on the main stage at Takedown Festival when we went that time. And they were rubbish. They were really fucking bad. But I'm sure maybe it was just a bad performance. But, I mean, yeah, take me back to being 14 again, please.
I know Hey Vanity. They were made up of members of a band called Fake Komodo, who I absolutely fucking adored back when I was a little kid.
Oh my fucking god, they were so fucking good.
They were fucking great, weren't they?
Oh, they were so
I think
good.
I've still got...
album with the eagle on, or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, they were one of the most underrated bands that I ever knew.
Where are they now? We need a
I can tell you.
Ragamuffin research.
I can tell you two of them. Two of them formed Hey Vanity. I think it was the vocalist and one of the guitarists was in Hey Vanity. But the drummer from Fake Komodo and the same guitarist that was in Hey Vanity, I believe, are now in a band called Bad Nerves.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
They're so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
Cool,
that makes sense.
Like a completely different vibe. It was like Fake Komodo were like a straight up emo band, basically. They literally sung the Go Go Emo Rangers theme tune.
Right, so who else we got? Rat Attack recently reformed, and guess what? I don't care. I'm really sorry. I didn't think you were that good. I'm sorry. That felt very Emma Faithful. Coded, didn't it?
That to me was the vibe of, I don't care that you broke your arm.
That was even worse.
Did we just get an Alan Carr impression on the podcast? Is that what that was?
It's funny to see Desolated right at the bottom of this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, good on them for sticking it out. Fun fact, I actually repped a show with Paul Williams, who was the original vocalist of Desolated, and when I turned up, I didn't recognise who it was, and then he was asking me about my band, and then I kind of told him, I was like, "Are you in a band?" He was like, "Yeah, I kind of like sing, you know." And I was like, "Who with?" And he was like, "Desolated." And I was like, "Fuck!" And then do you know what I did? I was
remember you telling me this
I was
now.
like, "Oh yeah, shit, you've got that song." And quoted some lyrics, and it was a song by Expire. This has been a lot of fun.
This has been really fun.
Faye Komodo, oh my goodness, what a band.
If you could pick one band that we've talked about today to reform, who would it be?
It's lower than Atlantis.
As you've said, lower than Atlantis, that would have been my answer, but I'll say Fake Komodo. I know they weren't on any of the lineups, but we talked about them, so I'm counting that. They were just fucking awesome.
Can I say a cheat answer? Is I would like, for one night only, 100th to play a hardcore set. That would be my dream. Let us know if you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. What bands do you miss from this era? Let us know what some of them are up to if we weren't sure, because we would love to know. It's very interesting.
Or maybe you were in one of them. Say hello. Let us know what you're doing.
Mike Juice, I know you're watching. Get the band back together.
Sod's Law, it'll only be the members of Rat Attack watching this.
Yeah. Well, we're almost at the end, but before we go, we got to recommend some music to you all. Now, we are going to be making a separate playlist full of all of these bands that we love and miss, and that will be in the description of this episode. But Ragamuffin FM is the playlist that we update every 2 weeks along with this podcast of what we're enjoying at the moment. Right now, we're going to shine a little spotlight on one song each just to give you a little flavour to wet the whistle.
Right, well, to be honest with you, this isn't a new band by any stretch, but I still feel one that is underrated. And I'm going to go with a band that I feel like has maybe gone under people's radar on the 2000 Trees announcement, and that is the band that I'm trying to get everybody to know, because I feel like they haven't got the recognition they deserve. To the people that who know, they know. But if you don't, get to fucking know. And I will see you in that pit at 2000 Trees. Glassjaw. Glassjaw, Glassjaw, Glassjaw. Yeah, so let's go with Ape Dos Mill, just like, sure, by Glassjaw.
I realised a couple of days ago that I'd completely forgotten about that Foxing album that came out, the self-titled one. I'd not listened to it for ages, so I've been listening to it on repeat.
The ones with the doggos on the front?
Days. No, the self-titled one with like the statue on the front.
Oh.
Their last album.
Yeah.
Because they dropped basically the best album of their career and it's just dipped. They're gone now. They're on an indefinite hiatus.
Oh, what?
But the song Gratitude from that self-titled album is just a fucking banger.
Oh,
I love it.
I never got to see them. Did you ever see
that's
them?
my song.
Did you ever see them?
No. So yeah, Gratitude by Foxing is my pick.
I've been on a big hype of UK metalcore at the moment, and one of the bands leading the way is Killing Me Softly. So I'll be spotlighting Meadows of Season's End. Banger. This band rules. Add them to the Burn It Down lineup in the attic, I think, please. While Josh slimes, I want to tell you about the Ragamuffin Club. It is our community on Facebook. It's free, fun, and friendly, and fucking awesome. It's sweet. Great. Join it. The link will be in the description below. Thanks for listening. Is that it? Anything else?
I don't know. I feel like there is something.
There's various links in the description of the things that we've forgotten to mention. Everyone say thank you, Josh.
Say thanks, Josh.
No, thank you.
And we'll see you next time.